So far we have discussed about the talent acquisition and management practices in the different companies like the Infosys, then IBM, then FedEx, and now I would like to take the best employer, that is Google's the talent acquisition and management practices. And in this session we will talk about the war for talent, brief background, identify the critical elements of talent management, and what can Google do to manage its talent. So, you see that is the when we talk about that is a Google is known as the best employer, and then the freedom, flexibility and the working role systems is such a supportive, so that the talents are very much attracted towards the Google. It is not just because of the package. However, there are the different implications of this also, because they are having the best packages. So, in the early age they want to retire. So, that is another aspect of the when you are providing them such facilities and making them such protected, and then there can be the other mindset also of the employees. So, therefore, this type of the issues that we will see, that is how the Google company is handling. So, it is this incorporation is $16.593 billion company and earns revenues from online and mobile advertising related to its internet search, and all of us know that is the how the Google search has become the part of our life, and we in the emails also that we are talking about that how the Gmail. So, if you ask anybody's address, so he will give you the Gmail address. Web based email, online mapping, right, that is also the wonderful the support which has been provided, that whenever you are going outside, or whenever you want to know the geographically the distances, or you want to get aware yourself about the surrounding world, then definitely you are using this online mapping. And the office productivity, social networking and the video sharing is there. So, these every however then in the when we talk about the Sundar Pichai, then there are the 12 the new product developments, then which are the very the high appreciated products are there. So, 16,805 full time employees are there, has created thousands of millionaires among its employees by giving the lucrative stock options are there. Like whenever we are talking about the HRM, human resource management, motivation, organizational behavior, then it is very much important that talent feels the ownership. In my previous session, I have talked about one terminology, that is the psychological ownership. That is, this is my organization and I belong to this organization. That belongingness, that creates the psychological ownership is there. So, how that belongingness is, when you are taking care of the employees, that they are not just employees, they are not servants, rather than they are family members. And how you take care, and one of the is the ESOP, employee shares on profit are there, as the stock options are there, and we know that is once you become the stockholder of these in the Google, then definitely you are protected. Then identified multiple times, as I mentioned, that is it is a number one best place to work. Now, we have to understand difference between the good place to work and the great place to work, and Google comes under the best place to work or the great place to work. Why they are the best employer? Caring attitude. That caring attitude is so high, so they are getting the number one best employer reward, and for the number of times. Their strategies, HR policies, work conditions, decision making style, leadership of course, and the team building, the stress relaxing techniques, how to get these that stress relaxer, right. And therefore, if you want to go for the gym facility is available. You want to go for the watching the movie, you can go. It is not necessary that you are supposed to be there. For 53.6% market share in internet search engine is there. Now, you see more than 50% they are having the market share in search engine. faces competition from Microsoft and Yahoo, requires a large talent pool to continue its growth, and naturally if your organization is growing with such a rate, then definitely you require to make your growth with the hiring the best talent of the world, and that is the job which has been done by the Google. So, Google is hiring the best brains of the world, and that is the large talent pool. So, everyone who is working in the organization, he is dynamic, he is creative, he is taking initiatives, he is R&D interested, research and development interested, does not believe in recruiting through job boards, resume banks, or the general recruitment advertising is there. So, no traditional approach is there for recruiting the persons. How they are having this identifying importance to talent is the most important resource. How do they identify? Because when you are talking about the best employer of the world, then definitely your hiring process, that has to be the best, and your talent pool, naturally it will be having the best. So, therefore, it is identifying by understanding the importance to have a talent. There is a big shortage of the kind of talent that Google needs. Again, I would like to mention about the Indian scenario, where we talk about the gap between the industry and academia. And in the new education policy, this gap is at least we can say it is minimized. It is more towards the developing the practical life, and as a result of which that employability skills, employable and generation of the talented people or the talented citizens, this new education policy is focused on that. So, this big shortage of the kind of talent which the Google is facing, that can be this type of the organizations needs the India can cater. The talent it seeks is also sought after by its peers such as the Microsoft and Yahoo, and therefore, in that case we have to also see that is if the Google fails to attract the talent, then talent will go to the competitors. In this high technology workplace, the company that attracts the best talent would be the clear leader, right. So, we are living in the technology era. So, those organizations which will be keeping the intellectual capital in terms of the technological knowledge. If the company is having the technological knowledge, then definitely that organization where the most of the employees are updated with the latest knowledge, then definitely they will be going to be the clear leader or the global leader. The first aspect of talent management is how to attract the talent. Now you see that is there are certain requisition of the talented people. We have discussed in our earlier sessions, in the introduction sessions of the talent acquisition and management, and there we have observed that is it becomes very important that what type of the criteria or parameters you define for the talent acquisition. So, if you remember the definition of talent, and then the talent means that is a creative, designing and making the new product development ideas, generation of new ideas. So, that defines that yes, that is a talent is there. So, if you want to attract these people, for example, a simple example, when you understand the talent wants to develop the new product development is their hobby, what you will do? Definitely you will like to give them the opportunity to develop new product. In the case when the talent is asked to work in the traditional ways, that is they are working on their traditional ways, then like they are taking the orders from the bosses, implementing, coming back with the problem, boss is telling that I will give you the solution, right, and then accordingly you will find that is the talent will not be attracted. So, work culture, work environment of the organization, and that will be defining or attracting the talent. The existing employees, when they say that is the work culture in our organization is very positive, then definitely in that case it is very supportive, it is more freedom, it is having the flexibility. So, you can sustain for long period of time happily, right, then that will attract the talent. The second aspect is how to retain this talent. Now, this problem is with every organization which is having the high talented pool, because the talented employees they get this saturated with the current environment, current situation, and therefore, they want to go for this in the search of the new organizations where they will get the better freedom and flexibility, because it is not the question of package for the talented people. They will get that package from the different places, but it is important of the job satisfaction, and the job satisfaction is that will making the retention of the talent. The third aspect is how to provide an atmosphere, so that is the work environment, work culture, that the best talent remains the best talent. This is another challenge. Otherwise, what happens at the time of selection, you are hiring the best talent, but that best talent after some period of time that deviates and not able to perform. So, how we can see that is the best talent that remains the best talent is there, what are the different practices are there. Now, here we will see that is the war for talent, the case study, and in this case study we will come one by one the different aspects of the organization. So, it is a US $16.593 billion company earning revenues from online and mobile advertising related to its internet search, web based email, online mapping, office productivity, social networking, which already I have mentioned in the introduction, and video sharing, as well as the selling advertisement free versions of the same technologies, right. Now, so Google is becoming the leader by technology, and when you become the leader of technology, the organizations if they want to make the leadership, they have to see either they have to make the technology or they have to buy the technology. If you want to make the technology, then your talented people, they should be provided the ideas, they should be provided with the funds, they should be provided with the objectives, and with those objectives, ideas and fund, they create the new product. So, in the technology management, there will be either pull technology or the push technology. The pull technology will be that is the you are buying for somebody or some organizations or some countries that particular technology. So, for example, in the case of the manufacturing industries, the machines, the Germany is well known, and therefore, if you want to buy the products and then you are making those products, buying those products or those machineries from the Europe. If it is the happening, then your talent will be never nurtured. Even if you are having the talent will be the liabilities. So, what is to be done and what Google has done? The company has 16,805 full time employees, and it is the largest American company by market share. Now, you see that is it is the best employer under the Fortune company, and it is also having the largest American company by market share. So, their market share is that shows that how much that organization is successful. Google has continued its growth through a series of new product developments, as I was mentioning. the Sony is also known for the creative organizations, but for some period of time we see that is the pace of the Sony that is somewhere has been affected. In the Google we will find the same orientation. What the Sony had earlier in the traditional days, the same orientation is there, that is a new product development. In the Sony also, that is they were destroying their old products and replacing those old products with the new products by themselves. So, therefore, they were creating a wonderful market. But here nowadays when we see the market, then we find that is the Sony is comparatively is less aggressive in the market as compared to other companies. When we talk about the software companies, and then definitely it is Google is becoming the number one. Then the acquisitions. So, new product acquisitions is also important. Like you see that is there are many small organizations, and those small organizations they keep on coming with the new ideas on new products, and what Sony and the Google is doing, that is the acquisition of those particular new products are there, and the partnerships. So, therefore, those who are the talented people, and if they are going by that particular new product development ideas, and then the Google also support them, and then it becomes the Google becomes the partner. Positive employee relations, this is very important. So, positive employees relation means that is the interpersonal relationship between the employees. An interpersonal relationship that depends on the team building. The team building depends on that is the storming phase in the forming, storming, norming, performing and adjourning. The storming phase where the two people when they are working together and they are having the conflict with each other, that period which is natural. If two personalities are working together in the beginning there will be certain disagreements, but because they are talented people, so they know that is we have to work together, we have to understand each other, and therefore they create the team building. Unless and until you do not have the team building concept, then that is a positive employee relationship concept, you cannot work in an organization and organization cannot be successful. So, to becoming the successful organization, the employees relationship. Now, employees relationship also depends on what type of the organization structure you are having. The talent will require the less number of the commands, right, and they will require the directions, but they will not require the commands, right. So, that commands, orders, right, they will not prefer, rather than they will say just you tell us what is to be done and we will do in our own way. So, this particular relationship, that is the what these talents are having, that depends on the work culture, work environment, organization systems, procedures, policies, rules, budgeting, all these issues, leadership style, all these issues that will be resulting in being identified multiple times as the Fortune magazine's #1 best place to work. So, here when we talk about that is the how these important tenants is during the Google's growth, right. So, it depends on totally the organization's environment, that culture, that system, and therefore, that is about how it has been created at workplace with the other employees support. So, this is becoming making the Google is the Fortune magazine's #1 best place to work. The Google web search engine is the company's most popular service, and all of us know, right, that you want to know something, you say that ask Google Baba. So, Google Baba will tell us that is where it is, what it is. The Google search engine has attracted a loyal following among the growing number of internet users. That is also true, that so many engines have come and they tried by making attracting the users, that is this is the best one, but in spite of that, the what has been preferred, the people have preferred the Google. it is very user friendly, maybe one of the reasons is very user friendly, and the new learners of the technology, the old generations, they also find comfortable working on the Google search engine. A loyal following among the growing number of internet users who liked its simple design and usability. So, therefore, in that case that particular simple designing of the Google, and now we see the Google Meet, right. So, Google Meet is also we have come with the very simple characteristics. So, therefore, it has become very fast to adopt, right. So, so all these facilities which are making the more popular to the Google. And as a result usability has increased. As of August 2007, Google is the most used search engine on the web with a 53.6% market share, a huge market share. In the world that is having the as a search engine, it is having the 53.6%, it means it is becoming the very high level of this the search engine is there. To sustain its leadership position, how the Google is doing? The Google management recognizes the need for talented professionals. It faces challenges from the other technology companies, Microsoft, that are in the hunt from the common talent pool of highly talented and innovative people. Google requires people who could not just deliver efficiency to match the industry pace with the creative bent of mind. So, what type of the people are required? That is required is the creative bent of mind. If there is a creative bent of mind, then definitely in that case he is welcome as an employee of the Google. Then it also requires the talented people should add value to the mission, and their mission is to be the global number 1 leader, and in this and to retain to be number 1. So, therefore, for retaining the number 1, they require the people, those who are working on the same mission in which the Google is working. Due to its stress on talent, it has sought out people with entrepreneurial capabilities. Now, this we have to also understand. Many times it is the analogy between the entrepreneurship and the talented employees, because in both the cases what is common? Creativity is common, enterprising skills are common, communication practices are common, and therefore, as a result of which you will find that it has become a number of times it is sought out with the entrepreneur capabilities. Thousands among the employees are millionaires because of its lucrative stock option scheme, and naturally talent is also attracted because they are giving these stock options to the employees, and we know the Google stock option is how lucrative is there, and because of the lucrative stock option scheme the employees are becoming the millionaires. So, it also faces challenges in retaining these highly motivated and talented employees to set up their own shops. So, it becomes very difficult, though they are having the enterprising, but setting up of their own shop, that is becoming a highly questionable situation. To ensure that the company has the capability to recruit talent at the capacity needed, the recruiting model needed restructuring. So, even in the Google also, because you want to ensure that you are having the capable people, those who are recruiting talent at the capacity needed, then definitely in that case that will become a very important point, that is the restructuring model is to be done, and you can suggest that how restructuring is required in the Google. Because Google believes wholeheartedly in sourcing the best talent that is ferociously sought after by competitors, every element of the recruiting function was to be abundantly staffed, right. So, therefore, you know that there is a very high competition is there. So, every element of the recruiting function, right, that has to be on the focus on the professionals. Your team that is required, that has to be the professional one. If your organization in the recruiting team is professional, then they will be hiring the best talent of the world. But if the recruiting team is not professional, and rather than if there is a conflict amongst the recruiting team only, then it will be a big problem. So, they realized that the volume and caliber of talent desired was not going to be the mandate from a job board, and therefore, they find that it is a problem to get that volume which they want as an employer friendly and becoming this stock of the employer. For that purpose, the caliber of talent desired was not going to be mined, right, job board. So, what is required? So, they will not go by the job board, resume bank or general recruitment advertising. They needed to find a creative and efficient way to find such employees. So, it is very important, that is what should be the recruitment practices in spite of this job board and resume and interviews and all, so that they can hire the best talent. The questions that you can refer later on: identify the critical aspects of the talent management, what can Google do to manage its talent, what can Google do to manage its talent. Then the answer is the top management for this particular question. The top management should be concerned with the HR functions and take active role in managing talent. So, when we are talking about the training and in addition to the recruitment and selection and training and development and compensation and performance appraisal, potential appraisal, or the industrial relations, or the new HR areas, or the learning and development, or the transfer is there, or the promotion policies are there. So, these are HR functions, they should be taken care with very carefully, and to understand the nationality of the employee, so that they can match the culture. Second one is the HR department has become one of the most critical drivers of the success. So, this organization is a creative organization, and this creative organization will depend on the employees. So, employees are required to be the high level of creative employees or talented employees. And to become a high creative or talented employees, that requires the HR department should hire the best people from the world. As we have mentioned earlier, that already the talented people are interested to join the Google, because it is already the best employer, number one employer by the Fortune magazine for number of times. But is Google is getting the best talented? Is their recruitment procedure policies are such that is they are able to hire the best talented or not? So, Google should make itself well known and attractive to potential recruits. The more successful is in doing so, the lesser problem it will face in the recruiting them. So, it becomes very important, that is the in attracting the potential recruits, talented, right. After this I will be taking how to identify the talented people and making the attractive potential recruits, and that potential recruits that can be selected on the basis of the psychometric test, which is the next session. So, therefore, itself well known and attractive to the potential recruits are important. The more successful it is in doing so, to attract the right people so that they apply, and when you see the CV you understand that is this person is highly creative. The lesser problems will be there, it will face in the recruiting them. So, it becomes very important, that is the themselves should make and well known attractive potential recruiters identifications, and on the basis of that they will have the more success and the less failure, so that the talent pool in the Google company that will be the very high level. And the last point is very important to fit these people to the jobs where they can deliver their best. Now, this is that's a very important point, that is the where you are placing them. If a person is selected for a particular job, dear friends, it is very much necessary that you recruit that person on that particular position only which was promised, for example, in the campus recruitment. When the companies come for the campus recruitment, they hire for the financial services. So, the students think that they will be working in the financial department, but when they go and join the organization asks them to do the job, the marketing of the financial services, that schemes and all, policies and all, that is a marketing job, and the talent is not ready for that. So, if this type of the problems or issues are there, then definitely it will be become very difficult for the organizations, that is the how to go for the developing this type of the manpower. So, if you want to retain them, it becomes very important that you rightly identify them, you make them the culture oriented of the Google, and if they are culture oriented of the Google, they will be definitely successful. So, please put the right person at the right job, so that then he can deliver the best. So, this is all about the Google company and its best practices. Some of the practices, the HR practices that we will discuss later on. Thank you.